Very good morning to everyone. Today we will continue our chapters, that is party and the party system. Okay. In our last class, I have asked you one question, that was the domination of the Congress over or not? But I only got one answer, that is from Khushbu. Khushbu, very good. What about the rest of you? I know that you haven't listened to that video till now. I know that very well, but it's my duty to make a video and to upload it for you all. It's up to you whether you want to watch, whether you want to listen or not. Okay, but I am not going to explain these chapters again in future. Okay, don't think that I will revise these chapters. I'm not going to revise any chapter. You have to watch the video very carefully, because we are doing lots and lots of hard work in order to make these videos, and you are not watching, so I'm not going to revise any video. So in our last class, the question was the domination of the Congress over? Today we will discuss about this question. You have to find out the answer in whatever we will discuss. Okay, so now the coalition. You know what is coalition, right? Coalition means a mixture of parties to form a government, or an opposition party, or whatever. We have now a coalition government, like for example NDA, and BJP is the leader of NDA. Similarly, after the election of 1967, when the result was declared, this election brought into picture the phenomenon of coalition. You will find many coalition parties emerged after the result of election 1967. Okay, and every coalition parties that time was against Congress government. Whoever were not in the Congress party, they formed coalition government. Here in this paragraph you will find many examples. Okay, Samyukt Vidhayak Dal supported non-Congress government, SVD government, SSP and PSP government form one coalition government, Popular United Front, Akali parties at that time, Sant group and Master group form another coalition parties, CPI and the CPIM and the SSP and the Republican Party and the Bharatiya Jansangh. They all came together as one party. So this is the coalition. Please read this paragraph carefully. You will understand each and every party's name in detail. Okay. So this coalition came into existence only after the election of 1967, because all of them were against the Congress government. They did not wanted to see Congress in the center, that is the region. They formed coalition parties, and many parties were involved in this coalition. Next, the defection. Now what is defection means? Defection means an elected representative leaves the party on whose symbol he or she was elected and joins another party. Now if a person has been elected, like for example from Darjeeling, one representative, SS Ahluwalia, he has been chosen as a representative from Darjeeling, and he was from BJP government. So he changes his mind. After becoming representative, he changed his mind and he wanted to be a member of the Congress party. Then he left the BJP government, BJP party, and then became the member of the Congress party. Then again within 24 hours, he again changed his mind and wanted to become a member of BJP. So he left the Congress and again became the member of BJP party. So this is called defection. If leaves the party on whose symbol he or she was elected and joins another party. So this is defection, and this after 1967 general election, the breakaway Congress legislature played an important role in installing non-Congress government in 3 states, Haryana, Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh. Okay, the constant realignment of shifting political loyalties in this period gave rise to the expression Ayaram Gayaram. This defection, they gave one expression to this defection. Means if one person joins one party and then suddenly he leaves that party and again they wanted to join that party. So there is an expression called Ayaram Gayaram. During that period, this expression was very, very famous. Many cartoons has been made. Mimicry was there. Jokes were there. And in this Ayaram and Gayaram. Okay. So defection. Everything you will understand that coalition that came into existence after the Congress party, after the 1967 election, 4th general election, defection, 1967 election, during that particular era, during 1967, everything came into existence. Okay, during that era. So that particular 1967 was a crucial period for India. Now we will study about split in the Congress. Split. Congress has been divided into two parts. Okay. We saw that after the 1967 election, the Congress retained power at the center but with a reduced majority and lost power in many states. So we have already discussed this, right? The result of 1967 election. In that result, Congress managed to have a seat in the center but with very few majority. Okay. Most importantly, the result proved that the Congress could be defeated at the election. So this result, this 1967's result, election result, proved that Congress can also be defeated. We can also defeat Congress party. So that was the thing they had realized during 1967 election. Okay, Congress can be defeated, but is there any other party who can replace the Congress? That was also the question. So, because there was no other substitute for Congress, there was no other party who can substitute Congress or who can take Congress, whatever Congress has given or whatever position was there of Congress party in India, there was no other substitute. Congress can be defeated, but there was no substitute. So that was also has been came into mind of the people. Okay, though Congress lost a majority of votes, they lost majority and either new combinations were formed or president rule has to be imposed. So after the 1967, this coalition came into existence. There was many coalition parties you will find, right? In whichever state the Congress loses the seat where there was no Congress government, in that particular state there was a coalition parties. But that coalition parties, in some state, that coalition parties, the new combination, then were formed or the president rule has to be imposed because they did not survive for long. They were not able to control the state. They were not able to govern the state. So some of them did not survive that coalition, or in some cases the coalition has changed, parties has changed, or in some cases the presidential rule was imposed. So this is all because this is the question that Congress can be defeated, but there was no other substitute. Okay. Now, Indira versus syndicate. Now, who are the syndicate? The real challenge to Indira Gandhi came not from the opposition, but from within her own party. She had to deal with the syndicate, a group of powerful and influential leaders from within the Congress. Now, this syndicate means a group of Congress leaders who were the oldest member of the Congress party. Okay, so Indira Gandhi, she was very new, and this syndicate, this the oldest member of the Congress party, they installed Indira Gandhi as the Prime Minister. They thought that Indira Gandhi will follow them, but the case was opposite. These syndicates, they were the influential and the powerful leaders of the Congress party. But Indira Gandhi did not follow them. Indira Gandhi asserted her position within the government and the party. She chose her trusted group of advisories from outside the party. Now, Indira Gandhi has chosen her advisory from outside the party. She did not choose from the syndicate or the oldest member of the party. Then obviously the oldest member of the Congress, they will against Indira Gandhi. Slowly and carefully she sidelined the syndicate. So this is Indira Gandhi's strategy. She sidelined the syndicate. She chose her advisory from outside Congress party. So Indira Gandhi, this syndicate were against Indira Gandhi. These members, this powerful, influential member of the Congress party, they were against Indira Gandhi. Okay. During that time, Indira Gandhi has to face two challenges. She needed to build her independence from the syndicate. Number one, she has to have her independence from the syndicate. Syndicate cannot influence her. Syndicate cannot overrule her. She has to get independence. That was one of the challenges for her. Another one was she also needed to work towards regaining the ground that the Congress has lost in 1967 election. So another challenge was that whatever position was there before 1967, during the era of Nehruji, Indira Gandhi wanted to have that position in Congress. The Congress party has to get that position. So that was her another challenge. Okay. So for that she started a very bold strategy. She adopted very bold strategy. And she got the Congress Working Committee to adopt a 10-point program in 1967. Okay, the 10-point program she has adopted in 1967, and those 10-point program consist of social control of bank, nationalization of general insurance, ceiling on urban property and income, public distribution of food grain, land reform, and provision of house sites to the rural people. So these are the 10 points: nationalization of bank and insurance, and ceiling on urban property, income, distribution of food, land reforms, house sites for the rural people. Everything has been included in that 10 point. And the syndicate leaders also approved the left-wing program because they had serious reservation about the same. The syndicate also wanted to have these policies. Okay, so they also approved this. Okay, this 10-point program can also be called as left-wing program. So this was the Indira Gandhi and the syndicate. Now, presidential election 1967-69. This is also between Indira Gandhi and the syndicate. Okay, Zakir Hussain, the then president of India, he died in 1969. Okay, Zakir Hussain. At that time, the position of the president of India fell vacant. Like now. Oh, no, not now. We have our president. Okay, so Zakir Hussain's death, he died in 1969, and during that time the post of president of India became vacant. So during that time, Indira Gandhi's the syndicate, the powerful and influential leader of the Congress party during that time, they nominated the then Speaker of Lok Sabha, N. Sanjeeva Reddy. They wanted to make N. Sanjeeva Reddy as the President of India, and she was the Lok Sabha Speaker during that time. Okay, and as the official Congress candidate for ensuring presidential election, this she was the candidate of the syndicate. They wanted to make him or her as the President of India from the official Congress party, or from he or she has been the official Congress candidate. Okay, she has been nominated. Then Indira Gandhi, she reacted by encouraging the then Vice President V.V. Giri to file his nomination as an independent candidate. Now, Indira Gandhi, being the Prime Minister of India, she wanted to make V.V. Giri, the then Vice President of India, she wanted to make him as the President of India. So she encouraged him to nominate his name as an independent candidate. Okay, so presidential election was also one of the crucial point between Indira Gandhi and Syndicate, because Syndicate were helping N. Sanjeeva Reddy and Indira Gandhi was helping V.V. Giri. Okay, during that peculiar time, Indira Gandhi also announced several big and popular policy measures like nationalization of 14 leading private banks and the abolition of privy purse or the special privileges given to former princes. Privy purse means the prince, because there were so many princely state. You must have we already have explained, right? Princely state, Hyderabad and Jammu and Kashmir, these are the princely state. So the princely state, whoever were the prince or his daughter or son or whoever are from the former prince, they have been given certain privileges. Okay, and Indira Gandhi, that privileges came to be known as privy purse, and Indira Gandhi wanted to abolish that privy purse. Okay, but Morarji Desai, remember Morarji Desai? He was the one who was against Indira Gandhi during Prime Minister's election. So this Morarji Desai was the Deputy Prime Minister and Finance Minister. Okay, so during that time, being the Deputy Prime Minister and the Finance Minister, he was against Indira Gandhi's government. So when Indira Gandhi nominated V.V. Giri as a nominated independent candidate for presidential election as well as for this privy purse and all, Morarji Desai did not like it and he left the party. Okay, he left the government. Morarji Desai just left the government. Now there was we can say a cold war, like cold war were going on between the Congress party itself. Okay, the Congress president at that time, they wanted all the MPs and MLAs to vote in favor of Sanjeeva Reddy because of the official candidate of the party, and the supporters of the Indira Gandhi, they wanted to vote V.V. Giri. Okay, Indira Gandhi was silently supporting V.V. Giri till then. Okay, but when there was a severe when this Congress president is Nijalingappa issued a whip asking the Congress MPs and MLAs to vote in favor of Sanjeeva Reddy. That time, after silently supporting V.V. Giri, the Prime Minister openly called for a consign vote. That time Prime Minister reacted, Indira Gandhi reacted. Before that, she was silently supporting V.V. Giri, but after that, she has reacted and she said that there should be a moral vote, which means MPs, all the MPs and MLAs from the Congress should be free to vote the way they want. Now, all the MPs and MLAs are not forced by neither syndicate nor from Indira Gandhi. They are free to vote. So, the election were held and ultimately election resulted in the victory of V.V. Giri, the independent candidate, and the defeat of Sanjeeva Reddy as the official candidate. So, V.V. Giri, Indira Gandhi, whom Indira Gandhi has supported, that V.V. Giri won the election. All the MPs and MLAs have voted in favor of V.V. Giri. So this was syndicate. They were ashamed because the person, the candidate whom they were supporting, he or she did not win the election. That is the reason there was a major differences between Indira Gandhi and the syndicate. Okay, now the defeat of the Congress official formalized the split in the party. So after this presidential election, the Congress party formally splitted into two parts. So that was the main time when this party got splitted. Splitted means to break into two parts. One is the old Congress party and the another one is new Congress party. Okay. November 1969, the Congress president, during that time, the Congress president is Nijalingappa. He expelled the Prime Minister from the party. The Congress president expelled Indira Gandhi from the party. Okay, and she claimed that her group was the real Congress. Okay. By November 1969, the Congress group led by Syndicate came to be referred to as the Congress Organization, and the group led by Indira Gandhi came to be called as the Congress Requisionist. These two parties were also described as Old Congress and New Congress. Indira Gandhi projected the split as an ideological divide between socialists and conservatives, between the pro-poor and the pro-rich. So, this party, the Congress party, has been divided into Old Congress and the New Congress. The New Congress led by Indira Gandhi and the Old Congress led by Syndicate. So this is how the Congress party has been splitted into two parts. Okay. And the last part we will discuss in our next class, election and restoration of Congress. So I want all of you to watch this video or listen to this video carefully. This is very interesting chapter. You will find it interesting. Okay.